Hello, TikTok. This is the Horror Writer One, and I want to talk to you today and tell you exactly why I started writing. I started writing because I was a big fan of slasher films as a kid, and I honestly just wanted to write those kind of movies. And Hollywood was pumping out a lot of them, and something that was popular in 1996 when it came out was Scream. Now, I was never a fan of Scream at all. Still am not a fan of Scream. But my brother liked it. But because I always loved Halloween, Child's Play, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th less than the other three, but it's still in the top four. And again, just like when I talked to a producer about one of my scripts, and he said, well, slasher movies are about sex and death. You need a some kind of sexual element in these because I was going to write a script for that studio. Um, that soured me. I made me not like that studio, not trust that studio, not like that producer, not trust that producer, and that's why you got to be willing as a writer to stick by your convictions and to go the indie route if you have to, because I've written probably two slasher scripts that have featured, oh, yeah, two slasher scripts that have had a sex scene in them, but it was because I wanted to. The film that the studio wanted me to write, um, I wrote that draft for them, and they wanted something. They said, at least get the mom in the shower or something. And I hate that because I'm I'm not impressed with forcing either a love scene, a shower scene, something just for titillation. They're like, oh, it can be. The producer was like, oh, well, it can be tasteful, and you're not forcing me to do it. And if I want to, I will put it in myself, but I'm not going to put it in because you told me to. You know what I mean? Because I believe it was Mariah O'Brien who was in Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. And she gets topless in that movie. And I think it was Quentin Tarantino, she said, but she's like, look, she didn't want to do it at first, but they kind of talked her into it because she's like, for Quentin Tarantino, yeah, I might consider going topless. But she's like, but for Halloween 6, I don't want to do that. And again, horror will always have that connotation of being big class A amongst the Hollywood elite. Has it gotten a lot more respect over the years and especially recently? Oh, yeah, absolutely. But that's not a bad thing. to feel like, okay, we're just, we're not highbrow art. No, we're made for our fans, and that's great. But with that being said, if I have a great script, if I have a crackerjack idea, if I have a good story, and there happens to be a shower scene, a love scene, da 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 da, fine. But I don't want some dirtbag producer that's going to tell me, who's been, writing stories since I could write, what's wrong with mine just because they go to a convention and talk to some people that were in the damn Halloween remake. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, that movie sucked. Both of them. Now, you think because you're some little studio, you can talk down to me? No, I've been doing this my whole life, buddy.